number one podcast in the world for growing your insurance business.
I'ma do whatever it takes, getting it done any means, get rid of these stakes. Down over my stakes, going all in like step, get rid of these breaks. Now I ain't never gonna break, double my pace till I go down one of the greats. One of the greats, whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Can't believe I'm doing this.
Having fun, so that's all.
We like the life.
Your mic's not working. Your microphone. No audio.
Wow. Okay, let's try this again.
There we go. Restart.
Welcome back into another episode of the Seven Figures or Bust podcast. It's a Friday morning, the number one podcast in the world for growing your insurance business. I'm Christian Brindle. I'm joined as always with Glenn Shelton, and there's a bit of controversy at work that needs to be discussed in today's episode.
Oof.
I don't know if we want to get sponsorship out of the way, if you have anything you want to start the show with today, or if we need all the time possible.
I got a couple things.
Yes, please.
Talk to me about that Steph Curry game. You had to have seen the highlights, right?
I did.
Explain to me this. Tie game, just under a minute left. Is there any question as the Clippers? Is there any question who's going to shoot that basketball?
No.
I literally was screaming. I was screaming at them. I'm like, he's going to shoot it. I'm like, he's going to shoot. Like, how do you not? I don't know. And it seemed like just lackluster. I guess I don't know. Is Steph? I guess here's the question. Let me form this into a question. Is Steph Curry really that good that he's essentially unguardable, even when you know he's going to shoot the ball? Or are the Clippers just as bad as we thought they were?
I think it's a bit of both. I think Steph is really good, but I think the Clippers were in the play-in for a reason. I mean, Steph isn't in his prime anymore. Like, his percentages aren't what they were when he was.
Bro, he was 7 for 12. 7 for 12 behind the
Look at his season statistics is what I mean.
Oh,
he's
no,
under 40%.
Sure.
He's under 40% from three the last year or two. He's not what he was. So part of it, I think, is the competition. The Clippers.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. I'll be interested to see how your Hornets do tonight.
Oh, the Hornets are a lock tonight. Apparently, there's a bunch of locker room drama with the Magic. Everybody wants the head coach gone, is what I'm hearing. So and again, I love the fact that them winning puts them against the Pistons, because out of all the 2-1 seeds and the 2-2 seeds, I really genuinely believe the Pistons are the weakest. And the last time, I think I was texting you, the last time the Hornets and Pistons played each other, it was like a brawl. People got ejected. It was insane. So that's going to be a wild series. Yeah. So
I want to segue into sponsorship, because people are very eager. People are very eager to hear what's going on.
Maybe I want to spend another 20 minutes talking about the playoffs, everybody. Okay. Maybe I have a lot of thoughts.
No audience left to hear the important news. Guys, episode 217 is brought to you none other than the Seven Figure Seminar System. Guys, we have a incredibly plug and play seminar model that we've developed over the last 5 years of running seminars in our internal agency. We walk through the basics of finding a venue, the presentation you should do, the 101s of a presentation, what you should bring, the compliance, the type of seminar, all that stuff is covered. But then we get into the high level stuff on how you can do your own marketing, how you can lower the cost of filling butts and seats, how you can get more predictable outcomes at that. And then in addition to that, how you can pull 80% of the room in PTCs and captivate your audience. and then follow up with them. Like, we go through A to Z exactly how you can accomplish this with the 7-figure seminar system. It's $497. It's a short 11 video mini course with lots of downloadable attachments and resources and things like that. We share our ads that we're running. We share our automations that we're using. We share our scripts we're using for our VA follow-up, and everything else in between. If you wait until May and beyond, it goes up to $1,000. So it doubles in cost. So make sure to take advantage. 7-figure seminar system while you can. We got some great testimonials. I got one put together that we're going to leak into the Facebook group today, of people that have already gotten into it in the last week and already enjoying the material.
Yeah, I've said this before on the show. I really do believe this is one of the highest value when it comes to the amount of value you're getting for that one-time payment of $497. This is probably one of the most valuable offers we've ever put together, to be able to essentially copy and paste our system that we've had success with for years. And we've written hundreds and hundreds of clients from these seminars. It's a slam dunk for you guys. Whether you're a brand new agent or you've been doing this for a while, there's so much value in learning what we've accomplished with our 7-figure seminar system. So click the link. I'll make sure it's in the comments below this stream in the 7-figure Medicare Agent Facebook group. And it doubles at the end of the month. Goes to $1,000. So you don't want to wait. It's end of May. You're trying to figure out seminars, and then you're like, oh yeah, Christian and Glenn had this system they put out, and then you have to pay double for it. Take advantage of the 50% discount now, and it's literally one app will essentially cover the cost, and you can scale this to the moon. You can teach it to your agents if you have an agency. You can start to do these every week, every month, build this into your marketing portfolio. I think it's a slam dunk, honestly. It's one of my favorite things we've done. So click the link, buy it right now.
Yes. All right. So pivoting into the topic at hand.
Hang on. I was trying to talk about this on Monday's
episode.
Oh,
yes. Okay, please.
And we didn't get a chance to get to this. I wanted to talk about this.
I just did a university training yesterday on how people can do this themselves. How agents can do this themselves. Shout out to my university students if anybody was on.
Tell the people, what am I holding? For the audio only audience, what am I holding right now?
So in 2016, I was the first one that I'm aware of in our circles to self-publish a Medicare direct-to-consumer book. And for many years, it was sold online, sold a lot of copies. We used to have hundreds of them in the office at all times that we would give to clients. We would use as marketing tactics, everything like that. And we hadn't updated it for a while. We would update it every year. We kind of got away from it. In 2021 was the last year we updated it. And we came back around, updated it, threw together a new cover, great looking cover at that.
I love the cover.
And added a little bit of content to it and republished it, a 2026 version. So it's our direct-to-consumer book that was written by me. The first book I ever wrote, really. Medicare Guidance, Picking the Plan for You. And yeah, guys, we're super excited to have it back up. We actually are supposed to get a shipment in office today of 200 copies. We're going to be giving these away to every appointment that we meet with. We're going to be giving these away at every seminar we host. We're going to be giving these away to our referral partners. My goal is to give 1,000 books away by the end of the year.
Ooh, I love that goal. So I think to speak a little bit more to this, because the reality is, I think there's so much value in having something like this that you can give out to prospects, give out to the set. We're going to give this away at the seminars now, right? So this is people talk about business cards all the time, right? People talk about, I'm going to give out my business. I'm going to put magnets on the back of my business card. I'm going to hope that Susie Senior slaps it on her refrigerator. This is such a value play for showcasing yourself as an expert, to be able to hand someone I love how big the words are too. I think this is fantastic. You could have, double cataracts and you're still gonna be able to read this if you're
An easy
87
read,
years
easy
old.
to get through.
Easy read. It's very like simplified. It's not like the freaking Medicare and U book for the government where I feel like it's a little tougher for some seniors to read through. This is a very simplified version of that, right? But it's still over 100 pages. So like just holding this, just handing this to someone, if Susie Senior holds on to, oh wow, this isn't just a pamphlet. This isn't a business card. Like this is an actual book. Like you clearly, right? Even without them reading the contents yet, just the actual book itself builds a ton of confidence in your prospect. Now, I'm not saying you can just like AI slop and throw a bunch of crap in here. You do want to have some actual content in here that's valuable to the seniors. But I love this. I'm obsessed with this. I think the cover's beautiful. I think this is going to help with grassroots marketing. I think this is going to ultimately tip a lot of people over and increase our closing percentage across the board. So I wanted to talk about this briefly, you guys, on the pod. I was going to try to talk about this on Monday. We had so many topics we covered on Monday, so I didn't get a chance to get to it. I had to pay for lightning speed shipping so I could beat Christian to get a copy. I'm hoping I can get him to sign this for me next month when I'm in Utah. Get a first edition signed copy, but yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this. I think it's fantastic.
Yes. And if you're not a member of Seven Figure University, there's no better training that you're getting around the clock all year round. I did a training on this yesterday. I showed exactly step by step how you can do this yourself. Maybe you're not an author. I literally had Claude write a chapter for me that looked incredible in 60 seconds. One prompt, and I showed exactly how to do it. Like I'm like, if you maybe you aren't the really writer type, honestly, the Claude chapter might have looked even better than my book. It was great, like just giving you the step-by-step steps on how to do it. Like there's a lot of people that white label somebody else's book, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do necessarily. Like maybe it saves you the time, but it's very easy and a lot easier than you might think to just spin it up yourself. You can control the branding. You can control what's in it. You don't have to pay a yearly fee. It's your content, and it's so easy. So I literally showed you step by step how to do this. You could do the whole thing in probably 2 days.
There is a question how much this costs in the comments here. Author copies are super cheap. You're basically just paying for shipping almost. So is it just $2 flat or a little over $2?
$2 and like 13 cents for that book.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was just over $2, which again, for the cost to be able to hand this to someone it's a no-brainer. If this was like $15, I would maybe feel a little differently about it. But for $2 to be able to hand this to a prospect, to a beneficiary, I'm obsessed. And there's also a couple questions here. Are we willing to white label it? It's a conversation we're having right now. Right now, we don't offer a white label version for this. I know there's other people in the space who have white label versions. We're not sure if we're going to go down that road or not, but stay tuned. If we do decide to start white labeling this, you guys will hear it from us. Obviously, we're known to be a bit loud, so you'll know if we go down that road.
Well, thank you for shining some light on that.
Yeah.
And our team internally did a great job. We hadn't, like I said, we hadn't updated the book since 2021. We got it updated, rebranded, new cover, just all completely updated for 2026, and then available on the Amazon store within a week. Our team did awesome, in terms of kind of getting it updated. So, really excited about that, and it's a no-brainer. So, all right. So let's shift gears into the main topic at hand. I thought it might be appropriate to set the table before we get too deep
hungry.
in.
I'm hungry
does that sound
today.
good?
Yeah. What are we eating?
Maybe
no more meatloaf. Please, no more meatloaf.
No more meatloaf.
Okay, no more meatloaf.
Maybe we need to get out a nice pot roast.
Ooh, it's Friday. I like pot roast.
We'll mash the potatoes this time. Butter, not gravy.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's rewind. Let's talk about the history of this situation before we get in, right? So,
yes,
many of you probably saw yesterday that I shared a few AI-generated images that were particularly disturbing that our marketing team threw together. They were so beyond funny to me. And
I was about to ask you if you had a change in heart since you shared those, but I guess that's
no. I don't regret a second of sharing those. They're so funny to me. Maybe I can share them on this show real quickly, just for anybody that might live under a rock. I mean, there's thousands of people that saw these images. I see these analytics. The most recent one was this. this one I literally did myself. I took the image our marketing team made and then revamped it a little bit. And I was just in tears, giggling last night, sitting on the couch, and my family's like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, they hear me in the other room giggling and cackling. And my wife is like, she's like, "What is wrong with you?" I show her the picture. Anyway, she doesn't know what's going on. Okay. This is the latest image.
All right. Audio only. We got to get a description in here for the audio only audience.
Yes. Picture Bane.
Okay.
Picture Bane with like a leather mask over the mouth with what it looks like to be pills or rocks or something like that. I never actually did quite understand what the mask was made of.
It looks like it's bejeweled with rocks to me, is what apparently the AI chose to do.
And then the original image was this, which I'm wearing the same mask. I'm tied to a chair and it says Medicarians behind me. There's a sign next to me that says they didn't let me speak. So everybody's curious what that means, what's really going on. People think we're not going to Medicarians because we don't like the event. We've made some comments about the event. Anything that I'm going to talk about has transpired pre any comments we made. In fact, because I saw some people being like, "Well, you've been talking smack about them. No wonder they don't want you there." And, my argument to that is this all transpired months before we ever made any comments about the event. So I'll kind of rewind.
True.
We, at the beginning of this year, started having conversations with folks over at Medicarians. I had somebody today that is in communication with the CEO, Jay, reach out to me and say that Jay's not aware that they did talk to us. And I'm like, "Jay, you don't know what's going on in your own company, bud. You don't know what's going on." Because I have a recorded video of our meeting with them, with people on your team talking
100%.
to us about being there. So that's the first thing. And I talked to many people around the space. I know lots of people. So what we were talking to them about, we get on a Zoom call and we're talking to them about sponsoring the event. We have interest in sponsoring. We have interest in being there. Obviously, it's an event full of agents, right? Like, we have multiple businesses that are tailored towards agents. Also, it allows us to get FaceTime with some of our existing clients and customers, right? And so we express interest in trying to figure out a way to be there, right? They have multiple different sponsorship packages. Some get to close to 6 figures. So we get on, we're like, what is our options here? Everything like that. We're willing to pay multiple 5 figures, multiple tens of thousands is what we end up putting on the table to be there. Like, we'd like to sponsor, we'd like to speak. It gets back to me that many people in the space By the way, if you don't know about Medicarians, every single person that's speaking is paying to speak.
I was gonna say we should probably should explain Medicarians a little bit too, in case someone's brand new.
So if for some reason you don't know about Medicarians is a very large Medicare agent focused event that is put on by an event company that hosts all different types of industry events. They host LeadsCon, a bunch of other different types of events, right? They host Medicarians, but they're not in the industry whatsoever. They're an event company. And so they have a model to where if you're willing to pay, you can speak and sponsor. It's a pay-to-play model. And so, I talked to lots of people after our meeting, and I hear there's people that are paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. That says 6, 7, 6, 7. I hear there's people paying less than $10,000.
Yes,
that are on panels. A lot of people that are sharing images of themselves on social media being like, can't wait to be on the panel. It's Medicarians. They open their checkbook to do it, but a lot of them paid less than $10,000 from what I gather, talking to people. Not everybody. Some people paid more, but a lot of people did. And their money is accepted. They're allowed to sponsor, and they are allowed to be a part of a panel, right? So we offer to pay much more, and it's told that they will check with the CEO, Jay, about it. I actually went back this morning and looked at the AI notes.
Yep. Get back to us. We not only did we offer, we also offered to promote Medicarians
for free.
Yes, we offered to promote Medicarians. We said,
to our massive audience.
If we can figure out a sponsorship package that makes sense for us, makes sense for you guys, and we get kind of the speaking time that we're looking for, maybe we do a booth. Like we didn't kind of have it set in stone. We were trying to figure out what made most sense, but we clearly made an offer. We did offer to promote the event. We did offer to sponsor the event. We did request to speak at the event. I felt pretty good about the actual conversation once we kind of wrapped it up, right? I mean, didn't you feel? I felt like there was a good.
We had a very good call. I thought it ended very cordially. Then what transpired from there is they go back, they talk to the powers that be, and then there's crickets. There's no communication back whatsoever.
Yep.
There's an old saying that says, silence is a response. No response is a response in many ways.
Absolutely.
And there is someone in our industry. This is what has become apparent to me. This is what I believe went down. And I'd love to hear your perspective on kind of everything. Sure. But like my perspective of went down, why would they do that? Why would they turn down a lot more money than other sponsors are willing to pay that they're letting sponsor, that they're letting be on panels? Why would they turn down our money? We're much more recognizable. I'm more recognizable than 99% of their speakers. Let's be honest. If I showed up as an attendee at the event, I would get stopped by more people than their speakers do. And I'd just be an attendee. I've seen this at other events before. And so, why do I think this is going down? Because there's a person in our industry that is, as far as I'm concerned, a bully. Constantly preaches about advocating for agents, helping agents. But when it comes down to it, if she doesn't like you, if you cross her, she will use her influence, whatever influence she has, to prevent you from taking advantage of opportunities that everyone has access to. Anybody with a license has access to if they're willing to pay. Unless your name is Christian Brindle. Unless your name is Glenn Shelton. It's a personal problem. It's a personality dislike. So she has become, and I don't know how, the, I guess, outside consultant, from my understanding, to this organization. Again, like I said, they are not in the industry. They're an event company. They don't understand our industry. So they have kind of deemed her as the outside consultant. And from what I believe happened, they brought it back to her. She blocked it, said, we are not the type of people that should be involved in this event. And that's where it went to die. I also believe this because on this call, they mention her by name that she is part of their council.
Yes. Yes.
I have a video of all this. I have all of it documented. I could leak it. I could.
Zoom call leaked. Who leaked this?
And so when there's a person that has a personal problem with me and has a personal problem with Glenn because he's my partner alone, right? There was no issues before you jumped in bed with me.
No. It definitely feels like a personal, but you know what's interesting as we're talking about this that I'm thinking about is I would love to hear what Jay thinks about that lost revenue. You know, how do you feel, Jay, that your outside consultant blocked you from more sponsorship? You know, we know how hard it is to get sponsors for events. I'm sure you would have loved another sponsor, especially a bigger sponsor at your event. Yeah. But, you know, someone stepped in who had a personal vendetta against us and decided they didn't want us to participate. I have a feeling Jay will not be very happy when he hears about this. Maybe he already has.
And Jay, again, through our mutual friend, apparently is claiming he has no knowledge of this. If he doesn't, how does it feel to know that someone else has more power than you at your own event that's not involved with your event? They're an outside consultant. That's what it seems to be that way. From the outside looking in, that's how it appears. And so on and so forth. Now, some people might have pointed to last year we didn't go to Medicarians. By choice, we didn't try last year. We ran some retargeting ads over the event. Some people may think that might have contributed to this whole situation.
There's no way, because that never came up. That never came up on, there was multiple calls that never came up. The retargeting ads never came up. Well, we had talked about, there was some commentary that I'm sure we had before this year where we talked about Medicarians being a pay to play event and how, you know, we would recommend finding events that weren't necessarily full of just people paying to get up there on stage. So I know there's probably some commentary you could find that predates that, but when we got on this call, and again, there was multiple people from their team, multiple people from our team. We have the call recording. So we have all of this. That never came up. Us not being at the event before never came up. If anything, it was more of just this conversation of trying to figure out how can we make this work? You know, how can we make this work for both sides?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, so I would say, you know, people there's been a narrative that's like, you conduct yourself a certain way and you're not invited to the table. That's primarily coming from the bully, the person that I believe literally blocked us.
Yeah.
Is this person advocating for agents? I'm pretty sure I'm an agent. I have rights. I have an NPN. All for agents. I got 11 plus text messages today from friends of mine, relationships of mine in the industry being like, is she the one that blocked you? Is she the reason why that you're not there? And I'm like, I think so.
I mean, again, allegedly.
Right?
Allegedly.
This is what I believe.
Hang on. Allegedly. Okay, continue. We got our quota in.
And you know, every single person is like, that's fucked up. And it is fucked up. I mean, for an industry event that thousands of agents rely on for information, you do not want one of the most well-respected, one of the most well-known, and one of the most credible voices in the space. Instead, you want anybody that's ever gotten a license. Because look at the speakers. Can you name half of them? Can you name 2/3 of them? Probably not. There's some people that are on there that are worthy, deserving, but there's a lot of people that, I log into LinkedIn and there's people that I've never heard of before, been in the space for 12 years. And they'll be like, excited to speak at Medicarians. I'm like, who the hell are you? Who are you? Like they've been licensed a year,
yeah.
But again, Christian Brindle's not welcome. Again, it's not because he's not willing to pay. He offered to pay. It's a pay to play. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I'm the only agent in the country they wouldn't accept their money.
Yeah, I guess that's the really telling part, right? I guess there's a couple things, right? One is that point for sure. And I was thinking about that this morning before the show is, how many other people have been blocked from sponsoring Medicarians? Maybe there's others that we're unaware of, but I haven't heard of anyone, because it seems like anybody who's got a checkbook is able to sponsor and speak. So yes. I think that's very telling that there's not more people. The other thing is this comment. There's this comment going around. Again, we're trying to be forthcoming with why we're not going to be there. Christian and I have both been inundated with emails, messages, phone calls. Hey, I'll see you at Medicare. I mean, it's wild how many people have reached out, which again, I'm bummed I'm not going to be there. I'm bummed I'm not going to be there because there are going to be a lot of people in my circle who will be there, and I'd love to have FaceTime with them. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to support an event that doesn't want me there. I'm not going to try to go sneak in. I'm not going to try to go to. I'm not going to put on my makeup and costume. If I'm not wanted there, I'm not going to go there. Plus, on top of that, Christian and I have so many opportunities to host our own events and go to other events. Like, we'll go where we're wanted. It's pretty simple. So again, that's one piece of it is, I haven't heard anyone else be blocked. The other piece of this is, oh man, I just lost my train of thought there on that.
Can I add something while you're?
Yeah, please do. Let me see if I can find this in my head.
The other thing I think too is like, the bully.
I remember now.
The bully made a comment this morning.
That was my other. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So the bully this morning made a comment.
Where I was going. You read my mind.
I'll get this one thought out, and then I'll hot potato it back over to you. The bully made a comment this morning about people that deserve to be on the stage are on the stage. I've spoken at every major industry event in the country. I've spoken at 25 plus events. This is the only industry event I've never been asked to speak. And again, I don't care if I'm not asked to speak, but when it's a pay to play operation, and I'm willing to pay, not only pay, but pay more than other people you've taken money from for the same thing, it's a personality issue, right? It's a personal vendetta. In that regard. And I see a lot of people asking me to drop the name. This is a person that if I drop the name, I'm first off bringing them a lot of attention that they would love.
Yes.
They don't have the attention we have. That's why she watches every show we do, looking for new mentions.
Hi.
Hey. That's number one. Number two.
Oh my gosh.
That
was an all-time moment right there.
I'm pretty sure this person said they wanted to sue us in the last 30 days.
That's a great. I wanted to talk about that for a while.
Take the mic.
Retained. Yeah. So one is I remembered my train of thought that I lost a second ago, which was I wanted to talk about this trash the room comment that's going around, that we get into these rooms, we trash them, like where I just imagine, I'm like, what is, like, is there any examples of us like vandalizing rooms? I'm like, what is I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, that's just pure conjecture. I'm like, I don't know what, like, I don't even know what you're trying to say. Like that was my train of thought. That the thing with we're getting sued though.
You know that moment in the Trump-Biden debate where Biden's like, and Trump's like, I don't think he knew what he just said. I don't know what he just said. I don't think he knows either. That's basically that moment. Sorry, continue.
So there has been a couple run-ins with this person. Again, part of the reason why we were blocked, this personal vendetta. And there was a public comment made by this person that was shared with us that said, I am retaining legal counsel. And this was in regards to them believing they had a case for defamation, that we slandered or defamed this person, even though we never named them by name, which I think first and foremost, we never said your name, which I think is hilarious that you're running around telling people you're retaining legal counsel. Second is it's been over a month. You know, I'll drop my PO box in the comments. Certified mail, send it. I'd love to see it. I have seen no communication. I have a hard time believing you even talked to an attorney. I think that was yeah, I don't think you talked to anybody. I think this was purely just you're trying to position posturing in the public square of social media, trying to pretend like, you know, you're some victim. I mean, that whole thing was wild, like crazy. I'd love if we did send the legal letter. Send it. We have 3 attorneys on payroll. Right
I was about to say that.
I'm like, somebody's got time.
We have 3 attorneys right now on payroll. We are in a lawsuit right now. We are dealing with all different types of legal matters. It's another day at the office, honey. It's another day at the office.
We'll send certified. Make sure it's certified mail, and please send. I've been waiting. Every day I wake up, check the mail, and I'm like, no, it's still not here. So
I think the beautiful thing, if that actually did happen, is there needs to be a discovery process. We would learn so much information from that. There has to be a discovery process. They have to turn over information for the discovery process.
Which is a big reason why that'll never happen, right? Is you're kind of opening yourself up if you were to try to pursue a dev, which we've seen time. There's a million examples of that we don't need to get into, but that was interesting. I think that's an interesting kind of tie into this whole topic of why we weren't about. So again, to go back to that comment that we apparently get into these rooms and as you guys know in the industry, get into the room, right? They're talking about being at industry events, being with, you know, the right people at the right time. And essentially it was, and maybe we've been defamed. Maybe we need to talk to one of our attorneys.
One of our 3 attorneys. Maybe we'll talk to them all at once.
Everybody get on it. Everybody on here. I was told I trash rooms when I get in. What's the legal?
That's defamatory.
I've never made a room dirty in my life, but
I'm a very clean person.
Give me an example of why. Like, when have we gotten into a room and destroyed a room? Like, just a crazy comment. Again, this is this person trying to justify the blowback of, did you block Glenn and Christian from sponsoring and speaking at an event? And so now they're trying to control the narrative, right? It's, well, they treat these
bad
rooms
people.
like they're frat boys. They get into these rooms. There's cake stands. There's toga parties. Like, like, what are you saying? What are you saying?
The painting of the picture of like the frat boy type image was so funny to me because like, I didn't go to college. Did you go to college? You didn't, right? You
very
did.
Briefly,
or did you?
Very briefly, and then I dropped out. Very briefly.
I went for 1 semester. I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
You know, like part of my whole story is I'm a college dropout, multi-7-figure business owner. Like, I'm not like but the painting of the picture is definitely that, you know, frat boy, Animal House style, kind of image. You know, toga party,
yes,
wild boy, crazy.
Yeah, trying to kind of paint a picture. I wanted to say this too to the audience because hopefully I know there's a lot of you going to Medicarians next week. So if you're watching this live, you know, first of all, we appreciate you. If you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, if you're at the event and you run into someone who's involved with the event, don't take our word for any. You don't have to believe anything we've said. Ask them, though. Ask anyone at the event who's in charge. Say, hey, is it true Glenn and Christian tried to sponsor this event and they were blocked? Is that actually true? Like, did you guys not take their money? Don't take our word for it. Ask someone you know who's involved in it and see what they say. Right? I wanted to put that out there. Like, if you're going to Medicarians and you know someone there is involved in the event, they're helping run it, just pose the question, throw the question out to them and see what they say.
Another common question I've been asked is it true you can't attend? I've had several groups that I'm friendly with or I'm involved with that have like a bunch of tickets, and they're like, they have tickets and they'll reach out to see if they can assign one of the tickets to my name, and they are not even responded to, but they're responded to on any other ticket they're trying to assign a different name to. So tell me, explain that.
Yeah.
You can't even assign my name to a ticket.
Crickets. Yeah,
Crickets.
There's been several people who, and again, part of how Medicarians operates is they give away a lot of tickets, they give away a lot of tables. They're trying to get as many people there as possible, right? Especially for attendees. So we've had a lot of people who are like, hey, are you going? And we're like, oh, they wouldn't let us sponsor, so we're not going. Well, I have extra tickets. Let me just see if I can get some tickets in your name. And then they reach out to Medicarians and they're like, hey, I have some extra tickets I want to put in Christian or Glenn's name. Crickets. I mean,
nope.
Nothing.
Not allowed.
Nope.
Not allowed, forbidden, blacklisted. Those are the words that circle around in my mind when I think about this conversation. And again, right? This is the only instance I've ever had an event not want us to sponsor, not want us to be involved. I've never had it. I've been a part of and been fortunate enough to have been a speaker, have been part of panels at countless massive industry events. I've hosted one for 5 years now. Like, if the whole narrative of like, well, I can't get in the room because you're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. Like, I've been in a lot of rooms. I'd argue I've been in more rooms than the people saying that.
Oh, for sure.
You've been a bad boy.
Get the muzzle. Somebody get the muzzle.
The muzzle. We were this close to doing that picture with a ball gag. Glenn talked us out of it.
Oh my God.
Again, right? Like, my messaging from the start when we started talking about the event, and some people were like, you're hating, not knowing the context of what's going on. You're hating on the event. You're trashing the event to grow your own event. No, that's not really the best way to grow our event. Like, I think we understand that.
Yeah.
But I do feel that I think if a lot of agents understood what really was going on and the politicking and the favoritism and these types of things, maybe they would reconsider going. Maybe they would question, maybe I'm being blocked from the real information I'd want to go to hear. Maybe it's being censored on what I'm hearing and what I'm not hearing. That's why we criticize the event. That's why we put it out there of like, hey, think about this. Some agents just go to one event a year. They can only afford to go to one event a year. They only have the budget to go to one event a year from travel to hotel. That Fountain Blue rooms aren't cheap, I'm sure. And they might choose this one event because it's quote unquote the biggest, and it is in terms of attendees. But again, if you know that that's what's going on behind the scenes and you're not getting the best information that you could, maybe you'd reconsider. Not saying you have to go to our event. There's tons of events. I do think our event is fantastic. I'm never going to say otherwise, but maybe you'd reconsider. Maybe you'd pick another event that has more purity going on for the selection and what you actually see as a presentation?
Yeah, I think the most important part of this conversation today was, again, just to kind of give you guys a glimpse on our side of the story, because there's so many narratives going around with this whole idea that, you know, we're bashing Medicarian. If we hated Medicarians so much, why did we offer to sponsor?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Right.
clearly, why did we offer to promote them? Like, why did we offer to promote their event? Why did we offer to sponsor their event? Why did we offer to speak at their event? Like, clearly we don't hate Medicarians. However, there's some stuff happening behind the scenes where we were prevented from participating. So, you know, if we showed up, if we, you know, jumped some planes and showed up in Vegas next week, would we be arrested trying to get in? You know, trespassing, Christian Brindle trespassing. He's in a Vegas jail. Here we go.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you timed it perfectly.
What you want, what you want, what you wanna do? Shut don't come for you. Tell me what you gonna do. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys.
I'm sorry.
No, you timed it. The timing was perfect. So, you know, we're at the end of the day, we're not going to try to force ourselves into situations where we're not wanted, even if it's essentially just one person's personal vendetta against us. That's
and
really
that's really what
us. Yeah,
I believe that allegedly.
Hang on. Allegedly. Okay, we got it.
Allegedly, this is one person's personal vendetta from a personal problem that stems back years. Many years. Petty. Is that what your industry leaders are? Petty. Petty.
Guys, I want to take a second. I appreciate everyone who's watching live. If you're dropping a comment, you're the real MVP. It is Friday. That means Freebie Friday is happening today. We have a big giveaway going on. We're giving away 5 tickets to the 7-Figure Medicare Agent Summit for free. Right now, you can get them 25% off. They're $300 instead of $400. However, if you comment on today's stream or one of our previous episodes, this is our 3rd episode this week. So you have 3 ways that you can enter into our giveaway this week. If you just comment on those live streams, specifically the Medicare Agent Facebook group, 7-Figure Medicare Agent Facebook group, that's the easiest way to track these comments. But if you comment on the YouTube video live stream as well over at the Christian Brindle YouTube channel, we'll try to get you in the raffle there as well. We will be giving away 5 tickets this afternoon. So don't wait, drop a comment, ask a question, give us an emoji, tell us your thoughts about this Medicarian situation.
Do you think this is right? Do you think we deserve this, or do you think this is wrong? This is bad for the space. You tell us.
Are we bad boys? Should
Are we?
Bad boys. What you gonna do?
Is it true? Are we?
What you gonna do?
We're gonna
get out of the event. Get out of the fountain blue. Get out of the fountain blue.
Where's your ticket? I
don't have one. They wouldn't let me get one. I wanted one.
Get over here, you in a white shirt.
You in a white shirt. You can't be in here.
So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get in the apartment 1 second, man.
Get out of the fountain blue, sir. You can be at the MGM Grand, but you can't be at the fountain blue. Hey, you want a party? You're gonna go to Little Caesars tonight. Little Caesars. Caesar's Palace.
Little Caesars. I'm going to Little Caesars.
I'll go Little Caesars.
There's a comment here. Sarah says bad for the space. It is absolutely bad for the space.
I think so.
Do you want events to start, especially an event that's supposed to be public to everybody? Do you want one person to start shaping the entire event behind the scenes, cloak and dagger style? Is that really what you guys want?
And like this narrative, right? Like, and I don't say this to toot my own horn, but like, who has helped more agents than me and Glenn? Like we give $100,000 of giveaways away for free in the Facebook group every year. We help agents for free. I've taken phone calls with agents that do no business with me to help them for free. I respond to messages. Who helps the Medicare agent community more than me? And I'm a bad boy. Because someone's got a personal vendetta against me. Anyway, like Glenn was saying, speaking of events, summit tickets are $100 off. Like, I mean, if you want to go to an event that doesn't do this kind of stuff, you don't hear noise like this about the summit. Their tickets $100 off. We have about 50 to 75 left. I have to look, something like that. Salt Lake City, June 15th through the 17th. And again, like Glenn said, we're going to give 5 tickets away for free because that's just the type of people we are.
We're that bad.
Bad boys.
Bad boys.
Giving things away for free.
Stuff. Yeah, because we're that bad. And again, I'll reiterate this if you're just tuning in. If you go to Medicarians and if you're skeptical about what we've said on the stream today, ask somebody. In charge at Medic Say, is it true? Because again, we have the receipts. Otherwise, we wouldn't be, publicly sharing this information the way we have today.
In one of our various platforms that we're streaming in, Ashley says it's her birthday today and she'd love a free ticket. I kind of want to just give her one.
Boom! Happy birthday! What do you think? Done.
Lester, can you get this done? Lester, Randy, whoever's on our stream today. Let's do this. Happy birthday, Ashley.
Yes, that's going to be in addition. So we're giving away 6 tickets because Ashley just got a birthday ticket on the stream. That was awesome.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Ashley. I just pinged Mr. Lester on our team. Probably a good time to move into final thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Again, my final thoughts, you guys, kind of on this entire situation. When we've talked about events before, and Christian mentioned it on the stream today, is sometimes agents can only afford to go to one event a year, which is why we've tried to be very public about this idea of vetting the event that you're going to. If you're a brand new agent and you can only afford to go to one event a year, maybe Medicarians isn't the event for you, or maybe it is. But do your due diligence. That's honestly what I'm really trying to express here is do your due diligence with the event that you're planning on attending. And if, maybe you want to find an event that's actually ran by people in the industry. Personally, I think it's better if the people who are running the event have actual ties in the industry, who have actually maybe sold insurance before.
That would help.
Versus just an event company. I've been kind of slapped on the wrist for publicly saying that before, but I still stand by those comments. I think it's probably a better event, or you're going to get better information. Obviously, Medicarians is kind of its own animal at this point. It's become very big, and there's a lot of big players involved. So do your due diligence. And if you are going to Medicarians, I hope you have a great time. I'm looking forward to the reports we'll be getting from all of those who we know who will be attending, and
from our various sources.
But yes, our various sources, the sources. And yeah, again, if there was any question to what all this has been about. I hope we kind of cleared the air today. That was kind of my goal with the episodes. Those are my final thoughts, Mr. Brindle.
Yeah. Guys, to me, I think it says something truly visible about a person's character if, because they don't like someone personally, maybe they say something bad about them, whatever the case might be. Maybe they say, oh, I don't like this person, whatever the case might be. I don't like they said this, etc. But to actively try to block them from opportunities that could provide advancement for our employees, opportunities that could help put food in the mouths of our children. I've never done anything like that. I would never block somebody from an opportunity. I think that says something very telling about anybody that's willing to do that. It's not about what's good for the industry. It's not about helping agents even. It's about self-interest and power. And I think all of that is gross. So anyway, that's my final thoughts on today's episode. And we will talk to you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, whatever, or 5-star review, whatever the platform you took in today's episode will allow you to do. And for any of you going to be in Medicarians next week, watch for our ads. They're going to be doozies.
Turns out there's a way we can still get in front of people.
We can still get there. There's a way we can still be there.
Even though they wouldn't take our sponsorship money, it turns out there's a way we can still be there in a different shape or form. So stay tuned.
Truthfully, we take that money we were going to use to sponsor their event. We probably get to spend even less and probably reach way more people than our sponsorship would anyway.
That's kind of how I feel, to be honest.
Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Here's to your massive success and for the integrity of the space. Thanks, everybody.